Uh, that's it. Everything else, if it's sparkly and it's not here, it'll be in the wash. I think that's everything. I'm Novaya Shey, and I'm the moment. I'm 25. I'm a professional dancer, and we're here in Aldgate East, London. I would still consider myself like a baby girl. I'm 2 years into like living my life presenting as a woman. I'm only my time with like the access to certain information and like things that I've learned is like quite limited. So like I have spoken to like my trans elders about their journeys and like their experience with specifically what's going on in this country. Whenever there's something really serious and, alarming going on in our society and our government, there's always like a distraction tactic. And I mean, that's 100% what's happening right now. Not just with the trans community, but I would definitely say that the trans community is taking the brunt of it right now, because I think it's easy. I think a lot of, the turf ideologies of like, kind of that trans women are a danger or a menace to like the safety of like cis women. I think it like genuinely comes from a place of like them like not understanding what trans women are. Obviously these women are like scared of being like violated, but the people that they've been violated by are men, cis men. And I think like they're completely like misunderstanding like what transness is. It's not men dressed as women trying to like exhibit female spaces. It's women trying to, go to the toilet and then get out and continue with their day. For me personally, I've just always felt an aggression and I've always felt a resistance. I've never really felt like I've like gone under the radar in public. I'm very visibly trans and I like also wear that very much on my sleeve. With that you come like at the brunt of that kind of brutish and aggressive ideology. My kettle's a little bit broken, so it's a bit of a temperamental one.
The kitchen's nice.
It's cute, isn't it? Only problem is it doesn't have any windows, so it's a bit like, But yeah, okay, so what kind of tea would everybody like? Cool. So yeah, I'm currently living in Aldgate East. I've pretty much like always lived east really, other than when I was at dance school, and at that time I was living in Richmond, which wasn't really my vibe.
How come?
It was like very posh and very, I don't know. I'm from Huddersfield originally in West Yorkshire, so it's like not really like that. I'm way more used to like a kind of, I don't know, maybe like rough and ready kind of environment. If that makes sense. Not to shade Huddersfield like that, but Careful, it's hot. I actually found out today though, like for the first time, because obviously I've been being treated by a non-trans specialist on my hormones, and today it was the first time that a doctor broke down for me like the actual like mechanics of it and how it works, and like it was really enlightening. Like, it's like alleviated so much anxiety and stress for me. Because also, like, the last time I went and got my like bloods taken, so basically, like, women's like natural level of estrogen is supposed to be between 350 and like the maximum levels like 800 to 900, and my last measurement came back as 3,874. I've made some silly decisions, really, and like, yeah, double dosing for me was one of them, where I was like taking way more estrogen than I should be. Now the the meaning or the value or what is valuable to me in my transition is like very different to what it was a year ago. I'm like way more committed and like invested in like dissecting other parts of not just what transness means on my body and in my existence, but what it means also in like a wider network and realm, like what it means for transness as a community, as like a concept of living. So nice, isn't it? And at night time as well, like when all of that's like lit up as well, it's really pretty. I mean, dating's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, I think like for me, like very early on, I like became like clued up to like how I was perceived sexually to straight men. Because at first, like, my initial thing was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. Like, I'm being treated like I'm this, like, entity. I'm, like, you know, so special and whatever. But then, like, you know, the novelty of that wore off very quickly. And, like, the truth reared its, like, really ugly head. Like, that I was very much, especially at the beginning, being totally fetishized. I've been brought up thinking about, you know, finding a partner and then you get married and then you have children and all that blah 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 blah. I like for a really long time like just like did not think that was ever going to be on the cards for me. That I just didn't see that for myself. I didn't like think that anybody would ever want to take the risk of like being with me. Men who want to date trans women want to almost like own you or like are very possessive of you. I would actually argue that most straight men are attracted to trans women. Like, well, actually, no, I would say all like straight men are attracted to trans women from my experience. So this is, I think, me when I'm like 2 years old. Me and my mum actually just recently went through a load of like baby pictures and like old bits. And it's one of the only baby pictures that I feel reflects like really like the child that I actually was. You know, like not me like dressed in like England sports kits or whatever. Me being me and my mum. Queer nightlife has been like almost like a childminder to me. There's so many of us in the nightlife scene. And it's like its own very special network. And I think maybe just like the things I've seen and the things I've done and the places I've been, it's made me grow and it's like made me perceive the world outside of the club very differently too. It's sad to me that like from working at a lot of parties now and working in like a lot of clubs, like I'm seeing like a shift in like how mainstream queer culture is now. I'm noticing that the queer clubs are like not really as queer as they were even like 2 years ago. But yeah, like it's kind of like my bread and butter, really. Go-going and dancing in clubs. It's something that like I will always rely on, I think, and will always be fun, I think, to me. So, oh, don't let me leave without giving you your mic back.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Fucking hell. I'll get to work and I'll be like, you'll be hearing me.
Yeah. Just say that.
Yeah. But I just did the shittest